In the last video, I have explained how you could make this UI somewhat similar to this. Assuming this was some type of main frame, and now we wanted to have a close button, one of those X buttons that are in the corner. Now, as we can see, this looks basically perfectly square, right? The thing is that even though this may look perfectly square, and this was done with scale, so it should adapt to UI to screen size. If I was to now emulate a device, this just is not square on this resolution in the emulator. Now, what can we do against this so that this is again square? We can insert a UIAspectRatioConstraint. Now, usually upon first inserting this, nothing will happen. Or in my case at least not, because I actually already have it square in this. Now, if we select this, this has three properties that are worth changing. First off is the aspect ratio. We can change this and oh, stuff is happening. Generally, if it's below 1, it makes it smaller on the dominant axis. Above, it makes it smaller on the opposite of the dominant axis. So if I was to have it at 1, this will make the height be the exact same as the width. As we can see, if I now emulate it, this is perfectly square, which is actually exactly what we want. Now, I'm pretty sure we can select the aspect type. Has two different types of properties: fit within max size and scale with parent size. Fit within max size is that it will not make any of the axes be bigger than the size of the dominant axis, because the dominant axis has two options: height and width. Width is x-axis, height is y-axis. If we select our text label again and expand the size, it has the x and y-axis. Technically, if I was to now change the x-axis to below 0.5, then it makes the other also still stay square. Whereas scale with parent size would mean that if I now selected the other GUI, I could scale this, and bigger I make it, bigger that piece also stays, but under all circumstances it stays square, which is exactly what we would want in this scenario. Because like this, if we now emulated this on any other device, under any circumstances it would stay square, because it has an aspect ratio of 1:1. Of course, we could change that aspect ratio to be 2, which means that the width axis is 2 times as big as the y-axis. So the dominant axis is 2 times the non-dominant axis. So we can also change this to below 1, and now it becomes high like that. But we can just keep it as 1:1. Additionally, there is also UIScale. We should just insert that into the frame, and from what I understand, this just allows you to change the size from whatever it allows you to multiply what you set as your size for the whole thing and all ones beneath to first, currently it's 1, we should set this to 2, so now all of this is 2 times as big, and 5, 1, and that's it for UIScale. And finally, there is UISizeConstraint, because this allows us to say that our GUI frames must be within a certain size. There's max size and minimum size. I'm pretty sure these are set in scale. So let's see, if I change this to 0.1 and set the match scale to 0.1, yep, on the x-axis then it will stay 0.1. If I still put the match to 0.5, the match size, oh, it might be interfering with my UI scale. This allows you to set so that currently my minimum is 0.1, so I'm pretty sure it will not allow me to set it below that. Perfect.